Greetings, Nephilim. This is Kratic. A lot of changes to the Firebird set. I'm not really happy with a lot of these, specifically because they completely disabled channeling spells. And I know, like, we've been channeling for a long time, and there's a strong desire for non-channeling builds, but that doesn't mean, like, the design here, like, why would you exclude this? Like, you're forcing people to do non-channeling even if they want to channel. Like, some people still enjoy channeling, right? So I see this as a very bad thing. The stacks also stack up much faster, to the point where it's just a maintenance buff now. Disintegrate is mostly just for igniting enemies and keeping your stacks at 100. There's no play with the stack degen and generation at all. So this is, in my mind, a terrible thing as well, because that was one of the cool things about the set that I enjoyed. Aside from that, though, there was a massive increase to damage, and remember, the 6-piece multiplies your ignite damage times your number of combustion stacks. So even though the multiplier didn't change, we have a large increase going from 51 to 100 stacks, and an increase of, I can't remember if it was 3,000 all the way up to 7,500. So this is a large increase to damage to the set, apparently in an effort to support non-channeling builds. So the speed build is a very quick attacking build, a lot of attack speed here. You get the multipliers from Shamadel Seer, Fragment of Destiny. We're placing Echoing Fury in the build. So as we kill trash, this will stack up and allow us to attack even quicker. We have attack speed rolls on weapon, rings, and gloves, and on top of all that, we're also placing Pain Enhancer for even more attack speed when we are engaging in density. So this will let us hit those upper echelons, those extra few breakpoints, hoping to hit as low as 7 frames, 7 FBA, or even lower with Spectral Blade. This is very important for several reasons. Getting as high as possible will not only increase your DPS, it will also give you faster stricken stacking. So this build in particular, usually you wouldn't include stricken in a speed build, but because we're attacking so fast, applying stricken so quickly with the Spectral Blade can burn down those elites and the Rift Guardian super quick. So it's kind of a nice perk here with this build. One of the cooler things with it, I would say. We do have other benefits from attack speed, including increased shielding. One of the cooler things is you're going to generate deflection stacks even faster. So you'll get a lot of shielding, a lot more toughness to sustain your Squirt's Necklace. And this is going to be particularly important because we are not opting for the Ashnagar's Blood Bracers. To be able to burn down those elites a little bit quicker, we're actually going to opt for the Oghild set. This, of course, giving us a nice 30% multiplier, damage reduction, elite damage reduction, but also damage against elites, which is going to come in very handy for clearing the rift a little bit quicker. Now, when it comes to affixes on this build, toughness is going to be very important because, again, you want to maintain your Squirt's Necklace as often as possible. So we're going to, at passive-wise, we're going to be placing Blur and Unwavering Will, both increasing our toughness quite a bit. Notably, Unwavering Will we don't have. I'm not opting for Spell Steal in this build, simply because it takes away from igniting enemies, plus putting something that enhances your toughness in this skill slot actually helps out quite a bit. So getting that extra armor from Energy Armor going to be very important as well to keep up your Squirt's Necklace. It's a little bit easier to manage without the Black Hole. Also, just not having an extra thing to cast in your rotation is quite nice. Anyways, other things that are going to help out with your toughness significantly, we're putting a lot of vitality on gear, a lot of life percent as well. I've opted for life percent on the source here, but you could also put extra elite damage if you wanted to go 8% elite damage in that slot. Of course, we have life percent on the shoulder piece, chest, and belt, and in the helmet via the life and the amethyst. Very important secondaries on gear are going to be reduction of control impairing effects, because there really isn't any other way to negate nightmarish, frozen, all of these affixes that would CC you. So I would recommend shooting for at least 2 of these if you can, even if you have to give up an ancient ring or something just to get that extra reduced control impairing effects. Absolutely worth it. Since this is a speed build, I am recommending quite a high amount of pickup radius as well. So try and get, higher than 12 would be good. At least 13 would be better, right? So we'll also be placing Aquila Cuirass, since we are using a signature spell and then we're generating Arcane Power Shame of the Seer most of the time. This will be active. When you're on the move and you're casting Disintegrate in between your teleports, Aquila may drop. This is typically okay because you won't be getting hit with a lot of damage at that time in your in the rift. So we also have, of course, Safe Passage, helping us get a little bit of extra toughness when we are repositioning for Oculus Rings and also moving through the rift. So that helping out to counteract when Aquila drops, you'll still have Safe Passage at least. Focus and Restraint also coming in a big way. This is a multiplier. We also have Bane of the Trapped, also a multiplier. Orb of Infinite Depth, helping out with toughness and a multiplier as well. So going to be maintaining this is going to be a little bit harder because we are lower CDR with this particular build. I did opt for 8% cooldown on the shoulder piece, and we have the Paragon, of course. You can opt for the 10% cooldown on the Enchantress if you want an easier time with your Explosive Blast, but if you want to push it as high as possible, you can still get about, 5.5% DPS if you opt for the Enchantress's elemental percentage on the new skill. So that's what I recommend if you're feeling comfortable with this level of cooldown. Anyways, that'll do it for this build. Super cool to be slicing and dicing down those enemies. A lot more fun than the Hydra build that we were pushing with on the PTR anyway. I managed to get a greater of 143 with a similar build. Shout out to Lulu in particular, because he is clearing some super high greater rifts with not a lot of Paragon, a little bit more than 5,000, I think 6,000 Paragon maybe, whereas I'm only at 3.8, so congrats to him and good luck on your further pushes. Anyways, that'll do it for the speed build for now. Maybe later I'll come in with a push build, but thank you for watching.